Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Can I must say I'm supremely honored and excited to stand here today and share a little bit of my insight to you this afternoon. So, shall we get started? A few weeks ago, I entered the art museum and a common scene caught my attention. People were standing still to observe the painting or the sculpture. Well, that's the normal part because I also go there to look at the painting, but for something I did for 30 seconds, the people stand there for 15, even 20 minutes. And so it made me start to wonder, what is it that intrigued them so much? Are those paintings that fascinating? And when we was questioning, in the background, I noticed a person. They are also taking their time to observing, not at the painting, not at the visitor, not at the sculpture, but actually at the visitor themselves. And guess what? That's me. Now, it's giving a vibe I'm doing a biology or psychology research, going out, investigating, but I'm just doing this for the sake of myself. I've got curious. What is it that they are picking up from the painting? I want to feel the same thing. And so it set me up on this journey to figure out exactly what is art and how should we embrace it. Now, I'm not at this level yet to understand an abstract painting maybe. So I think, let's take a few steps backwards. Maybe to something that is more familiar to me, something I was taught for at least 12 years maybe. Seems like a good start. And that is a different form of art which I sometimes call wordy, and that is literature. I have never been really excelled at this, to be honest. In fact, I was this typical person who you would find struggling through exam just to get over the medium grade. But in 12th grade, thank God, I finally understand what I've been learning for over a decade. And it turned out every single piece of writing that we ever read is just a means of communication with the author. They are sharing with us what they like, what they dislike, maybe a part of their life, or something maybe a little bit sad. But art and art, they are just wanting to be heard and to be understood. Basic human needs, right? However, for the sake to be understood, why not say things directly to people? Come in there, face to face, and say, hey, let's talk about something. Well, Virginia Woolf once said something like this. How many times have people used a pen or a paintbrush because they couldn't pull the trigger? Maybe we wasn't in the right conditions. Don't have anyone to turn to, or even we wasn't allowed to speak our mind. So these people come to paper or a blank piece of canvas to spread their heart and relieve that burden. But as I noticed, there isn't so many words on painting, photos, or sculptures. So how should we understand that? Well, the next thing I learned is that messages in art can be intricately and creatively implied in non-verbal detail as well. I think music and movie convey this quite well. Let alone the lyrics, music is capable of transferring an enormous amount of information. When people stress the music note, it creates a calm and soft melody. However, when the musician moves their finger swiftly through keyboard, it creates an energetic and athletic melody. Just look at this. These are just a few in the very many emotions that people can pick up when they listen to music. However, when we listen to the same song, not everyone feels the same thing. Why is that? Then take this for an example. This is the pictures in the Little Match Girl. The night there that she was staying in was so dull, so dark, so depressing that she can't help but lifting up a match one after another so that she can chase the darkness away. However, in the next painting, something else is going on. This is the famous The Starry Night by Vincent van Gogh. And in a letter he wrote to his sister, he said something like this. To him, nighttime even more colorful than daytime, and is the color in the most intense violet, blue, and even green. But then you might say to me, if Vincent was there in this cold winter night, maybe he wouldn't feel the same thing as well. Well, that's right. People come to perceive things differently because our perspective, background, and experience is different. So if we enter the art museum with just to view things in our way only, that doesn't seem quite right. How do we connect with the author and open our worldview to more open and new things? Well, one way for me to do this is by watching movie. Playing the character, maybe. A favorite movie that I rewatched recently is The Way Home. It tells about a 7-year-old hardcore city boy moved to the countryside to live with his grandmother, who is actually mute. For such a generation gap, now they even hardly find any voice in common. And so at the first pace of the movie, I was very unpleased by how the little boy treats so unpleasantly to his own blooded person. But then his love for his grandmother appeared and then grew and grew gradually. And then I realized maybe we can't use the mindset of an adult, or at least a 19 years old, to understand a 7 years old. For him, before, love with KFC. But right now, his grandmother gave him boiled chicken. That is love also. But he has yet to learn that that is how people convey love. People just need time to understand. And so a funny moral lesson that I pick up is that whenever something unpleasant happens, or maybe my favorite character happened to be in a tragic moment, I turn to the director instead. Don't blame the character. Say this to the director. I'm begging you to write a plot and make things right for my favorite character to live a happily ever after. And so the very one message I want to send out to you all this afternoon is just to embrace things in your own way. After all, it is just your experience and your feeling that matter the most. Well, even though you might not feel much at the first, but you know, the more you throw yourself into art, the more you're gonna feel and capture things. And then I just want to say, even though the word is very vaguely defined, but as long as you can notice more beauty and feel more about a bigger form of art, which is our life, then I just want to say, keep up the good work. You're on the right track. Thank you so much.